I'm not sitting virtually next to my co-host. He actually had we had scheduling conflict, and so Joshua Crouch will not be with us today. If this is your first time listening to or watching the Service Business Mastery podcast, we are a podcast focused on home service businesses, business owners, managers, and technicians who are considering becoming business owners themselves. Our target with this show is to help answer some unasked questions you may have about the business side of HVAC, plumbing, electrical, those types of skilled trades. And then also to help reintroduce you to questions that you already knew, but you've forgotten. So that is what we do here at Service Business Mastery Podcast. With that being said, the people who make this podcast possible, I want to give them a huge shout out really quick. Upfrog, the team over at Upfrog, they do client re-engagement, and they also do client communication, and also putting your equipment on your websites. So they do a lot of things, but so if you have any questions about any of that, give them a shout. Upfrog, the team over at Upfrog are great. Next we have Sarah. Sarah's a CRM that is an up-and-coming CRM. I actually went live on Sarah a few months back, and we are working through that transition. The thing about transitioning into a new CRM is it's painful, no matter how great everything is. And I will say that the tech support that we've had from Sarah has been amazing. The customer service support through that transition, I can text Parker, my guy, my CSM, and he gets back to me within 30 minutes, 45 minutes, as long as it's during business hours. So that onboarding process has been amazing. And the AI aspect of Sarah has been great so far. We're still playing with it. And so it's been really, really cool. With that being said, we actually built an integration that communicates via Zapier between Sarah and Company Cam. And Company Cam is a digital asset management tool. So it collects all the images, videos, and that type of things. And it geotags those, and also timestamps them and everything else. And you can do like before and after photos. Tony and I, we were actually playing with that a couple of days ago, playing with all the different designs and everything that you can add to these before and after photos, which is a really cool tool. And so we have that. And so every time I create a new job in Sarah, or the team creates a new job in Sarah, Zapier then sends a trigger which creates a new project inside of Company Cam. So there's not a bunch of duplicate entries going on to create stuff inside of Company Cam. And Company Cam also has a carousel feature where you can upload the images from the Company Cam can be uploaded to your website with all of that geotags and metadata and all that stuff. So it's good for your local SEO search, which is really cool too. Last and definitely not least, Copeland compressors used to be Emerson. Now they're Copeland. They've split apart, and they do a lot of training the trainers. So if you have any question about training and you want to be able to train your technicians, Copeland has a team where they will actually teach you how to do that. And then they have courses, but then they actually will provide you support as well. Just reach out to the team over at copeland.com. And if you have any more detailed questions, don't hesitate, reach out to me, and I can get you connected with the right people over there. With that being said, today's episode, that was kind of long-winded. Today's episode, Jeff Bond actually got connected with Danielle Putnam of the new flat rate. That's who connected the two of us. And he's got this company called Trade Jobs, and they connect qualified candidates with service companies who are looking to hire. He's got his own HVAC company in the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Texas. And so I guess they've been doing this for a couple of years, and now they are coming to market with this. This is a painful subject for a lot of people, a lot of business owners and managers. They're constantly looking for good help. That hiring has been an issue over the past several years in the trades. That's what we hear constantly, is that we can't hire anybody, that nobody wants to work, and all this good stuff. So hopefully that we can have find some solutions with today's conversation with Jeff. With that being said, let's get started with today's episode.
Are you looking for valuable business advice to reach that 7-figure revenue mark? Do you want actionable tips to properly navigate through every business challenge you encounter along the way? Let Tersh Blissett and Josh Crouch be your guide in getting you to the top here at Service Business Mastery. Tune in as they sit down with world-renowned authors in business, leadership, and personal growth who share valuable insights about management, marketing, pricing, human resources, and so much more. Let their nuggets of wisdom gold guide you in owning a thriving, profitable, and ever-growing business. Here are your hosts, Tersh and Josh.
Hey, Jeff, welcome to the show.
Tersh. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Pleasure being here.
Absolutely. So give the audience a little background of yourself and how you got started with everything you're doing now.
Sure. So I was a high school teacher out of college. Taught in the career and tech education side. So that's always kind of been an interest of mine, whether it was getting kids certified in different things, getting them ready for trade school, whatever that may be. Realized it wasn't kind of where I was supposed to be. Right? You kind of get somewhere in life and think, I don't think this is what I was supposed to do. So had the opportunity back in 2016 to go to work for a small HVAC company, family-owned HVAC company. 2018, business partner and I had the opportunity to start purchasing that business, and we closed the sale in 2019. So we're a small residential light commercial heating and air conditioning company here on the western side of the DFW Metroplex in Texas. It's a great business, love it, and kind of ran into a roadblock with with the hiring and losing a key employee back in 2020, and that's kind of where this all spurred from.
And what's the name of what you got going on?
So our HVAC company is AC Works 365, but the job board recruiting company is called Trade Jobs, and it is a job board recruiting hiring platform strictly for HVAC, plumbing, and electrical. We wanted it to be very niched to our trades. A lot of industries have this thing here in Texas. We deal a lot. You always have somebody that works in the oil field, right? That's just part of it. They have very niche job boards. Fitness is the same way. And it just was kind of like, we need somewhere very hyper focused to our trades to make sure that we're getting what we need when we need it.
How long did you say that you've been doing that?
So I started working on this. I say we all the time. I started working on this. The idea spurred October 2020. So key man came to me and my business partner one day. This guy had been with us since 2016. Worked his way up from install helper to installer to service, and just very, very sharp guy, great team member. Came to us and said, "Hey, my brother-in-laws are starting a construction company. They're asking me to come work for them, and because we had helped him get his master's license, and he said they want me to come on as kind of the license holder and be that guy." And we shook hands, and he did it the right way, gave us good notice, and wished him the best of luck. And it was when he left that the hiring process started for his replacement. And it was a nightmare, to be honest with you. It was a nightmare. I looked, posted on job boards, called supply houses, did everything I could, spent thousands and thousands of dollars on running, on job listings and boostings and all this stuff. Finally got a guy hired, and within 30 days, that guy had totaled one of my trucks and was no longer working for me.
Yeah.
And so it was just kind of, there's that you start beating your head against the wall, and there's got to be a better way. It shouldn't be this hard, and this expensive. So I started working with kind of coming up with some ideas, started asking other contractors and other business owners, kind of a lot what you do, right? Just starting that conversation. What does the solution look like? What is the solution? I started asking different technicians, guys I'd see in supply houses, on, hey, if there was a better option for a hiring platform for you as a technician, what does it look like? And started kind of funneling those ideas on paper and just literally writing what it would be. I still have a Word document from 2 years ago in my folder that says, job board website, what does it look like? And it's just ideas. And then proceeded to kind of start the process of working with a business mentor through the Small Business Development Center, which is a free program through the
Yeah.
SBA.
SBDC. If you ever,
Yeah.
if you're in small business and you're curious about anything, I mean, they're a great resource nationwide.
Oh, incredible. It's an SBA, like, local university partnership.
Yeah.
I had never heard of them. I go to the local pharmacy in town, and that's how that guy started his business. And I'm like, okay, what is this? So started working with a mentor there that has just been an incredible help. And we just started working through what it looks like. Um, Ended up with a development company here in the DFW area to roll out the kind of beta version, the first version of it. Um, it was accepted into the business incubator for the city of Fort Worth. So then that helped kind of get some exposure there a little bit, and kind of was able to run it by other entrepreneurs and other people that are, launching businesses that need, you kind of need that person to bounce ideas off of, right?
Oh yeah.
So got it to that stage, and said, okay, this is really a product that's going to help a lot of people. Went ahead and archived the website as I started looking for partners that wanted to help kind of create a movement, we call it, join the revolution. That are creating this revolution on being able to better hire, being able to do it at a less expensive price point, and getting people just back to work faster. So many of the guys, I'm sure guys and gals that you talk to, that went from, the truck to the owner's seat, but are still having to be so hands-on involved in either the service side or the field side.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, spending hours and hours and days trying to hire does nothing but take away from their bottom line.
Right.
It's a mess. So
You're putting out fires all day. I mean, in a perfect world, you wouldn't be. You'd have processes and procedures in place to where you're not having to put out fires all day. But in the reality, in the real world, we're presented with fires. And the thing about it is like the smallest distraction. And this is for people. This goes for people who are sitting in the office, and if you have the notifications turned on for your email, your Gmail notification pops up in the bottom right of your screen. It takes an average of 7 minutes from the time that happens until you can get back on track of what you're doing. Even if you don't read the notification, the fact that it popped up, you lose your train of thought for an average of 7 minutes. So if you're listening to this and you have those turned on, turn them off. Turn off all desktop notifications, because you're much better off not having to do that. But that's some of the things that you're doing as a business owner. And then you get a phone call that, hey, this isn't working. I need help. I can't find this part. I need your help locating it, or, any of the, I just wrecked my van. I ran into the power pole, the craziest stories happen. I had one guy that called me up, and he was passing a vehicle that was turning right, and he passed him, and he had the lane, and then the vehicle swung out to the left, like he was going to turn left, and then T-boned my guy as he's passing him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then that's a he said, she said type scenario. And that's the reason that we got cameras in the vans now. Dash cams are in the vans because of that one particular scenario. And so it's just like these phone calls you get are just crazy. So trying to spend that time on hiring, it is a very time consuming process. And then you get into the actual hiring event, and that becomes a challenge in itself. We started several years back. We started we started doing hiring events instead of one-on-one hiring. So it's a group of people that would come into the hiring events, and we're a remote company. So we're 100% paperless, 100% digital. And so we actually do our hiring events most of the time over Zoom, and people come on the Zoom call, and it's 4 or 5 people at the same time. They're coming on the Zoom, and we're just asking, they could be interviewing for every position, dispatcher, anything. And they're all in there together, and we're just seeing people's personalities, checking their personality out and see how they work together. And they don't know that there's going to be other people in this Zoom meeting.
You're
So
speed dating all of them.
yeah, speed dating them all and
That's it.
seeing how they react to the group. And it's really cool. Actually, Tony is on. He's actually, I think he might be my second. I was gonna say I think it was the first hire that we had from that style of interviews, but he might be the second one. I think Jeremy was the first one, and so and now Tony is my business partner, so he's worked his way up there from the good old days when it was just him and one other guy. But yeah, it's the hiring process, and even like, unfortunately, we had to let someone go yesterday, and it's now we have to rehire for that position.
Start again.
Yeah,
So it's the hiring, right? It's like you said, it's the process of having to hire. It's then the process of, you know, going through that interview process, weeding all these people out, and that's kind of another one of the things that we wanted to get rid of too. Because I don't know, like you, I'll put an ad on a hiring website, and with very specific things that I'm looking for. Right, you've got to be a service technician with your TDLR card in Texas, with your EPA Universal. You've got to have X amount of experience. Right, list everything, and dude, everybody under the sun will apply. And I think a lot of that, it got worse during COVID, because
Yeah.
I think people had to, say they had applied for so many jobs to keep receiving benefits
Yeah.
of some sort. But you'll have these very strict things, and then you get a guy that says, I work at Burger King in air conditioning.
certified
know?
forklift operator.
Right, I'm a Subway sandwich artist, at
Yeah.
Subway University, which is great, but it's not meeting the qualifications. So one of the things we did in this is, you can have open job posts like that anybody can apply to, even though you may have what you're looking for. But one of the other things that you can do is you can require active licenses. So, for example, like in Texas, if you're looking to hire a journeyman, you can put in there that they have to have a active journeyman's license number to apply. And if they don't, they can't apply. It will not let people that don't meet the requirements apply. So you're going to weed out hopefully about 2/3 of the people right there, which is one of the problems that we were trying to solve in this as well, is unqualified people taking up the owner's time.
So what about places that don't require it, like state of Georgia?
Exactly. Yep. So you can do either or. It's not a have to. It's not. It's in there if you need it, right?
Gotcha.
Because Trade Jobs works in all 50 states and Canada. When we open the doors here in a couple of weeks, we wanted it to be the relaunch to be just able to be worked on anywhere in the U.S. and in Canada. It's one of the features we put in there that if you want to use that tool, use it. Use
Gotcha.
it if you want. If not, that's fine. If you're looking for, and then it will also allow you to look for or post for not only technicians and field people, but also office staff, business staff, and then just the old fashioned other, if you're just looking for that other kind of person. So, but yeah, there you go.
So what makes it different than like an Indeed? Because
Sure.
Indeed's trying to fancy things up a little bit with some AI and stuff like that.
So there's a couple of differences in what it is, and the main things are that it is subscription based, not per job post based, right? Because when you post a job on a place like that, they don't know when you're going to come back, so they're going to charge you as much as they possibly can to post that job. Then to boost it, then to do all these things. So what we did with Trade Jobs is we just made it a 3-tiered subscription level, a lot less expensive. So you can buy the starter level, where you can put on it, run your job posts whenever you need to. People that see it that can apply, that's great. You can go with our professional level, which is just where you can post those jobs when you need to. But you can also search the candidate database, right? If somebody, maybe the perfect person's out there, but they haven't seen your job post. So that's it. And then the last is our master level, where you can go through, get all those perks of the professional level, but also be certified as a Gold Star certified contractor through Trade Jobs. And we wanted to do that to highlight some of the businesses that we feel are going above and beyond. They're providing, they're able to provide benefits. They have, wrapped trucks. They're providing uniform service. All these criteria we put in place so that they can stand apart, because you do have people, right, that really are looking to work in a field like that. That's where they want to be. They're not they've worked for the mom and pops, they've maybe worked for some of the smaller people, and they're ready to make a jump to a bigger company, or a company that can provide more to them. So we wanted to do that, provide it as a subscription level, so that way you can use it whenever you need it. You don't have to go pay thousands of dollars just to post a job. You've got a lower level, subscription service to
Hmm.
post whenever you want to. The other part of it that's different is that it's specifically for us, right? It's joining the revolution. It's saying, I'm tired of getting jerked around by the Walmart of job posting companies, where I can hire the CEO of a company or a janitor and anyone in between. I
Hmm.
want something that's focused to my industry, that was created with contractors in mind, that was created with technicians in mind, and that gives back and is focused in growing the trades that I've chosen to work in.
Okay, so my next question is
Yep.
the technician finding
Yep.
it, because Indeed, they've just been around forever. Even
Sure.
if it's
Of
not
course.
Indeed, but they're typically like the top of the Google listing. Like whenever you're
Right.
searching anything, they're gonna pop up, even if it's nonsense.
Right.
They know how to capture the keyword that you're searching for.
Right.
How are we gonna stay in front of those great technicians?
Mhm.
And it's being there when they're searching for it, not necessarily when they need to change jobs, but like they know it's there when it
Sure.
otherwise.
Absolutely. So, a couple of ways that we're doing that. Obviously, we're trying to reach out to guys like yourself through these podcasts to encourage people to. We want candidates, we want technicians to get on there and create their profile. We want them to go on there, you know, do create. Basically, it's a resume builder, right? You're going to create your resume, but you can also put links to any of your. Maybe you have a YouTube channel that you like to do some stuff on. You can put pictures on there, all of your background, whether it may be from your job experience to any education that you've gone through, all of that. You're going to be able to set your what you're looking for financially, so that if a job, maybe I'm happy, maybe maybe I'm in a spot that I can't really go anywhere because I have a family at home. I don't, I can't make a jump. But if the company in my area put a job posting up that met the financial requirement that I'm looking for. Maybe it's a $10 an hour jump, right? Something like that. I'm
Yeah.
going to get alerted when that comes on. So it's working for me in the background, right? The candidates are
So as an employer,
right.
are you concerned that there may be some headhunting going on?
Uh,
If I'm pushing my guys to get
sure,
on the platform, and then all of a
sure,
sudden they're gonna get um
absolutely. Of course, there is. That's the only pushback that I've ever
yeah.
gotten from a contractor was, well, now my guys are on there, and what if somebody takes them away from me? Well, okay. They're also poaching them from Facebook. I promise you. I've lost two guys over the last few years to a larger competitor in my city. And when they exit, I just ask them, did you apply? How did this happen? They're like, oh no, they found me on Facebook, and they just reached out to me through Messenger. And I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah,
I
I've
mean, it's
heard of
going to
that
happen no
before.
matter what, right?
Yeah.
We all try to keep our guys out of the supply house because that's where they're going to get poached, right? So it's already happening. So yes, that could be an issue, but it's also where you're going to find your next hire.
Mm,
So it's the good and the bad.
yeah.
One of the ways that we're really wanting to, two things that we're doing to help grow that candidate database as fast as we can is one, we are doing a huge promotional giveaway through the entire month of October. We are giving away gift cards. We're doing giveaways 5 days a week, and then a large giveaway at the end. So we're doing 4 weeks of gift cards Monday through Thursday. We're doing Yeti coolers, Yeti lunch packs on Fridays. And then at the very end, what we're going to do, I believe it's November 3rd, we are going to do a large Milwaukee toolkit giveaway.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
and this is all for people that we're running it through our social medias. We're running it through emails. We've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok, so that we are running it. So if people that sign up to create their candidate account um, with their information those days, they're getting put in for these giveaways. So it doesn't cost them a thing. They're getting put on there, and it's a way for us to help get people to start signing up. The other thing that we're doing is we are rolling out a charter membership campaign. So what we have done is we have, for a reduced cost, we're asking contractors to go ahead and buy a membership into Trade Jobs. That membership, like I said, the site's going to go live in a couple of weeks. They get to use the site completely for free until January 1st, and then they're buying a year's subscription at a reduced rate for all of 2024, right? So with that, we're asking a couple of things. We want their feedback on how it works. What do you like? What do you don't? And we're asking for a little bit of grace as we build it, right? That's kind of what we're doing. But
It's a beta
that's
tester.
But what we're really wanting is the contractors that come on and buy a charter membership to us. We're going to then start focusing our marketing dollars for the candidate to getting candidates in their market. So if I've got a charter membership that somebody comes in and buys in Atlanta, right? Then we're going to look at putting marketing efforts and marketing money in our candidate budget toward the Atlanta market, so we can build a group of candidates for that contract, so that they have the opportunity to use it to hire, to tell us what they like, and making sure that they're getting the people that they want. And as more contractors come on and the business grows, we're going to start focusing those efforts, because with it being nationwide, and we're being and just starting, you can't throw money nationwide. Right?
Oh, right. Yeah, it's impossible.
It's impossible, especially when you're dealing with people like the Indeeds and the Zips and the Monsters. But if we can get contractors to say, hey, man, I know this is a problem. I want to be part of this. I'm willing to buy into a charter membership, and knowing that we're then going to in turn work for them to help increase that. That's what we're looking for. And we feel that that's going to be the biggest way. We all like to get behind things that we're a part of, and we all like to to feel like our voice gets heard, right? Good luck calling one of the big guys and telling them that you don't like their service.
Right.
I mean, they don't care. Where you can literally, we want people to call us, talk to us, tell us what we can do to make them a better animal, because the whole goal is that as it grows, we start building in features that contractors want. Do you want a built-in background check company? Sure, let's work on it. Do you want a built-in set of technical quizzes that if you're hiring a service technician, that they need to take a set of online tests that you get submitted with their resume? Because have you ever hired a guy that says he can do the job, and you get him in and give him a wiring diagram, and they just look at you cross-eyed, and you're like, okay, right. Wait a minute. So we
have no idea what subcool and superheat is.
No idea. Couldn't even tell you. But so that's the kind of stuff that we're looking to get back from them. So that charter membership is going to be a huge thing for us. It goes live October 2nd. Obviously, we'll be at Service World Expo pushing it, giving out cards, talking to contractors about it. Really excited to get them signed up, knowing that they can then use the site completely for free until January 1, and their membership doesn't even start till then, and they get the entire 2024 for free. And as long as they stay a member, they get to keep the low cost of $79 a month. So
2023 is free, not 2024, right?
That's right. 2023 is free. Whenever they buy their charter membership, they get the rest of 2023 free, and that charter membership pays for all of 2024 for them.
Roger. Okay, that's cool. Where do they go to sign up?
So a couple of things. Obviously, all of our socials would be great. The biggest thing is to go to gettradejobs.com. Gettradejobs.com. On there, we've got our coming soon page where you can put in your information saying that you want to be, we'll notify you when the revolution begins, when the site goes live. That is also where you can follow all of our socials there. All of our social links are there. Follow those, because that's where you're going to start seeing all of these promotions for all the giveaways in October, the charter membership information. That's going to be the biggest thing, is going to that website, filling out the coming soon form, and then following us on our social media platforms.
Cool deal, Jeff. I appreciate you sharing this, and I mean, it's very very interesting. I'm excited to have something specific for the trades and not have to really fish through your forklift operators whenever you're actually looking for a senior technician. And so now whenever I'm looking for someone to bring in as an apprentice, I'm willing to work with someone.
always,
Those
right?
life skills.
Because that one, you're just looking for that guy or gal that's hungry, man. That they want to learn, they're
They want to learn.
excited, they want to be there, and that's fun. But when I'm in a pinch and it's hot in Texas and I need a senior tech, I need to be able to find him or her quickly and get back to work.
That's right. That's right. Very true. Very true. Cool, Jeff. I appreciate it. If anybody has any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out to Jeff and connect with him on social media. And if you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Josh. Servicebusinessmastery.com. There's a little green button at the bottom. It's not a chat button. It is actually where you would record your question, and then it comes to myself and Josh, and then we can answer your question, and either in voice or in text message. And so if that's all, again, it is gettradejobs.com, and there's an S after job. So gettradejobs.com. And I'm looking forward to seeing everything that you have going on there in the future, Jeff.
Awesome. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.